My name is JoLanda. I am the president of Talk Consulting, and we have 3 lanes of services: publishing, soul healing, and community advocacy.
Awesome. And so what did your business do last year?
Well, last year I did 48,000,
Okay.
but that was only in the last 4 months of the year,
Okay.
and that was after the accelerator.
Yes. I wasn't gonna tell them that part.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then what's your goal for this year?
A quarter.
And what is your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge right now is next steps of helping my authors monetize their books.
So is this a separate program
Yes.
after they go through? So how much is the publishing? I know it ain't priced right. Just tell me how much it is.
Our price, your price?
Well, what you now? What are you charging
No, tell
right
her
now?
what you charge.
Yes.
Oh, well, this is the author lab was $1,200.
Okay. We already know.
Yes.
So that's too low. Okay. And so after they go through the author lab, which is how long?
90 days.
90 days. And they get their book written.
Yes.
And
They
what else
write,
happens?
print, and publish in 90 days.
Okay, awesome. And so then after that, they're gonna go from the lab into the next program, which is the monetization.
Right.
Okay, and what will they walk away from that later?
Each of their books has to have a program or a platform that goes along with it. So all of them already have something kind of going, and then their book is basically their business card to help them push their program.
Okay. All right, so we already have talked about this before, that I think this needs to be $10,000. And this is whether you're writing it or not. That's what I say. I think on the low end, $5,000. This next phase, the monetization of it, how long is this program?
Well, I wanted to 30, 60, or 90 days. They
Okay.
can hang out with me for a month, 2 months.
But is a month enough?
No.
So then let's not give them a Band-Aid. Let's give them what they really need so that they can walk away with the transformation.
another
So they need 90
90
days. Okay, and have you worked with anybody on monetization so far? And what have they
Yes.
accomplished in 90 days? How much have they made?
Ooh, and probably upwards of about 70,000.
$70,000 in 90 days? Okay, so I would say this should be another 10. And this is where I would want you to get to. I know you're not there now. So one of the things that I also always do with my clients is we do a little something I like to call the confidence curve. Because I can see what you should be charging, but I already know that some people aren't there yet. And for me to send you out to the street and say, charge $10,000 is to set you up for failure, because you're never going to say it because you don't believe in it yet, right? So we create what I call the curve. So if we know you should be at 10 and right now you're at 2, then we raise that incrementally. So I'll typically will say the first time, what do you feel comfortable? What can you articulate with confidence that your rate is? And let's say she says 4,000, bet. So for the next 3 to 5 people, it's 4K. And then after that, you're going to raise it by at least 1,500, and you're going to raise it every 3 people until you get to the $10,000. Because along the way, you're going to be getting results. Now, I know JoLanda well enough to know that in this process, she's writing the book, she's editing it, publishing, she's making this, she's the reason this book is a bestseller. And $1,200 ain't cutting it. You can't even get on Create Space and create your book. It's assuming you wrote it and you had it edited and you had it typeset and you did all of that stuff somewhere else. You can't even do the Create Space part of it for $1,200. So why somebody would be able to get to do the whole entire process for $1,200? It's cray-cray. Right, and it'll never happen again. And I hope they enjoyed it, and I hope that they did what they were supposed to. Because if they come back now, it costs way more. So I would say, again, it should be at least $5,000.
And we're communicating that new price.
Yeah.
And being just very adamant.
Yeah. And then what I would probably do is if you know you need the lab and you need the monetization, is there anything else after the monetization?
Just support, because people end up.
So then accountability and.
Yes.
Mhm. So what I would do is I would just create one program that has 3 phases. I wouldn't give them the option because if you know they need this and then they need this and then they need this, just bake it all into one program and price it the way it should be. Period. You need 10 clients to do $250,000. What are we talking about? There are people you know right now that are at a level, they already have influence, they already have exposure, they're already in the right circles, but they don't have a book. And more importantly, they don't have a book that you help them to create. So they will never be able to show up the way that they need to, but they need that book because that book is going to open even more doors than the ones they've already been able to open. For whom $25,000 to spend 6 months to a year with you to get all of this tight and right would be a drop in the bucket right now. If you would just own who you are and stop bending over because you want to help them. I know you're great. I love your heart. I so love your heart. But I want your checkbook to be as full as your heart is. And it'll never happen. Because she always called me, she's like, oh my gosh, you won't believe what happened to me. It's so dope. I'm helping such and such write their book. How much they paying? Well, I didn't charge them anything because it would just be an honor. Guess what? It's an honor even when they pay you. But you got a family and you deserve to earn because God placed those gifts on the inside of you. And if you keep pimping them out, then they're going to keep taking them. Why would they not? I would. Anybody want to get a book for $1,200 before she raise her price tomorrow? Like everybody might sign up. Because I always say, I will pay you whatever you deem your services to be worth. I don't nickel and dime you. I don't ask for a hookup or a discount. But if you tell me it's $300 when I know good and well should have been $3,000, I'm going to give you that $300 for you. Come to your senses. And I'm going to keep it moving. I used to, when I first started, I would tell people, you know you're not charged right. My event manager, Tiffany, who's been with me for like 9 years, when the first time I hired her, she charged me like $500. She did an amazing job. I said to her, she's so embarrassed. I said, did you give me a discount? And it wasn't a discount. It was her regular price. So what I did is I gifted her a 90-minute session to teach her how to price her services. She went out after we spent that 90 minutes together and immediately closed a $5,000 client and has been up. Like she done raised my prices. You would think she'd be more loyal to me after all I've done for her. No, I'm joking. But I did that because I was like, you did not pay me enough. I did not pay you enough for what you did for me. They are not paying you enough for what they did for you.
And each of the 14 authors, they're all women of color right now. They'll get a one-on-one face-to-face meeting with 3 national or international publishing houses.
You about to make me go get my shoe and beat you.
You can touch them and talk to them.
$25K. Period. Point blank. Period. You got enough juice. You've been doing this long enough. You don't need to pray about it. You don't need to think about it. You just need to charge it. And when they say no, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not the right one for you. Best of luck. Because this is what I do. This is what I know will happen. Authors that I did this with last year, they've already made $70,000. They've already made $100,000. They've already made this amount of money. This will be a drop in the bucket of what's possible because I'm going to put you in front of 3 national publishers. People can't pay for an opportunity to have these 3 publishers potentially publish their book. That's what you get when you come and work with me. You see the confidence I'm articulating right now? That's what you need to articulate because then it ain't a question, especially when you give them a payment option. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't, you should get a good portion of this up front because you got other costs you need to, but you give them the opportunity to pay for it over time.
Okay, and what's the conversion rate? Well,
it's going to depend, but you only need 10 people.
Right.
So you might book 100 calls, 50 of them show up.
Yep, that's my people.
Book 1 in 5, she will. But to get her to the first goal. Because once she's here, then we can say, oh, okay, yeah, now let's do this. Let's take 40 authors a year. Now we got $1 million company.
And I'm on track for hitting my goal this year. Mm-hmm. But I'm working way too hard.
Because that's always a sign that you're not priced right when you are overworked. Because you shouldn't be. You feel like you got a makeover?
Yes.
Awesome. Give her a round of applause.